A very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sunam Pim. Our top stories this week. National Assembly unanimously decides to keep the Gedrung posts as it is. OAG reviewing alleged tax evasion by Lai Meto Export and Import. And Thimphu Karate Club returns home with 12 medals from the IMAS World Committee Championship. The National Assembly on Wednesday unanimously voted to keep the Gedrung or Gewak clerk posts as it is. The issue on Gedrungs arose after the Royal Civil Service Commission's organizational development exercise pointed out that their posts were not required. The Gedrung's term, which was due to expire in March, is now expected to continue.
Presenting the motion to keep the Gedrung's post as it is, Member of Parliament from Bongo Chapcha, Chawang Thamo said that Gedrung is a post which has been there since the 60s and that people appreciate the work done by Gedrungs more than Gubs and Mamis.
Tengage nalu shugo mi Gedrung di dharina ba sadrup sap petsu mense shuniveila de la loke habbe cha shudanu tinalu de letemdalu la mibdi membe se shunila te tanga chara gakhap di konfel jo chajinga ba di te tasa di lejimbe kego kane te sanne junglu gabda mami gyo da chulu chamchi te ta genku di ribumbe khonlu keodalu te khonge te ta tinalu te ta thamthega hyumesuba te disugu shabto phusumbi de te ngara khatule tawachin Gedrung di mese shunibeila te ta ganta chimnimgi begobi ladi te ta aja gaplu gup tawchi babochin te tilu ngacha shunglo te seso lasha phonse shunibeila.
While most members present agreed that the post of Gewak clerk needs to be kept as it is, members were divided on whether to regularize them as civil servants if possible. The Home Minister informed the House that at present there are a total of 199 Gedrungs across the country. No rules or laws cover the Gedrungs, and even if they serve their entire life, their remuneration would not increase beyond 13,000 yutam, excluding allowances. While it was a unanimous decision to keep Gedrung post as it is, 8 members voted against regularizing their contracts as civil servants if possible, and 9 abstained to vote on this matter.
The Matumidi Kachim Swachin, the Rapto Jumbachin, the Mapale Matubila, the Nachigiti Inchiminchi, the Shiup, the Shibuki, the regular Gidasube, the Gobi in Shunila, the Datosin Tamado Timidia, Hanibe Jagdira Tamado Timidi, Tatana Humidiachi, diligent in Shunila.
RCSC will now have to look into the possibility of regularizing the Gedrungs as civil servants. At the moment, Gedrungs draft letters, legal documents, Gewak correspondences and collect taxes while also carrying out several other duties. Sharab Doji, BBS News.
And in what was a tussle between the opposition and the government, the National Assembly on Wednesday finally decided not to club the community information centers under the Gewak administration. The decision was taken via a majority vote. The motion, which was put forward by the Panbang's Member of Parliament, Doji Wangdi, generated some healthy debate between the government and opposition MPs.
Panbang MP Doji Wangdi introduced the motion by stating that community information centers were part of the decentralization process, but that the centers are functioning independently of the Gewak administration and essential services are not available.
미디 다진 때와디수 개혁 덕충기 홀로 memlet텐디 기베 때 콩기 라베 당디야 때 소소소소 두세 주니라 개혁 니정 하나로 저라치 민조세 주니 마치기 미디 다진 때와 나로 당아치게 오마베라 주일라 다 하나 조달로 콩기 샵도디수 디다 같이를 톱디냐 디수디 거기 봐 자신을루라 때 디디우두 시주니라 대베들로 태거도 때 미슬루디 파라자 고나파 다진 때와나 찰라나미 고데 레집디술루 디우더라 지기나 장신나 깨자미 피카 샵도 디다디수 톱시 디미디스 가라 톱과서로 디다도 시수 베마수 미톱 때 샵도 니숨디질리게 톱 미숲세.
The community information centers were first established in 2010 and were managed by the Bhutan Post. During the tenure of the second government, the management was handed over to the Bhutan Development Bank Limited on a temporary basis. Government MPs lobbied for the community information centers to be kept as it is with improved services, while the members of the opposition thought otherwise.
날레 게디기베 파츠 도치파오진 팔레 샵도 톱가 세웨기 디오 장바치 땡아치 아니야 데 슈급두 캥급 두스 주네비라 나 샥디기베 나치라기 딩디소 람루 딩디소 샵도 마투투베 나치라기 다 랭카 가기 따데베로 딩디베 나치라기 제위 네슈드스 가라 딩디베 조디기베 데 미야 말람 람베 츠디기베 샵도 피습 도치파오진 디기라 땡아치라 미슬로 메팽가 노이기 나라기 란차 삼차 디슈이스 주니빌
땡아치기 둑 컴페니 강기 미글디 치르탄기 샵도 피미기 데이터 레귤멘 세슈니라 둑 컴페니 칸딜라 다니 베올레 텐디베 치 데이터 용수 소베 코 미셀로 마치 테와날레 데이터리 공기베 잘라남들로 데미셀로 리즘베 헤마수미디 치 딜레 텐디 메세 당아치라기 원세 치빌기 시지다 티디기베 땡아치라 마 기오기 다 텔렌다가 지라 산이 슝기 나루치 테답숨지 배워진 텔레 아니 미글디라로 가지르기 데나미스미기 공기 홍레 배워진 데가 지 미세지 땅로 자주 수님에세
마치라 산이 슈나로 다도 게듬치라 테 니폴레슈미트리 마수 텐데치베 요트리 마수에게 테가도 드레 마치라 추르게디 gem쿠디 겨우 때월로 트레더바친 테 튀봄에 쇼응스 주님이라 다 샵도데 제이타이타이 배워달로 마치라 년주기 모일 인슈런스 주네 드스웨 예베 칼로 다 뉴르게 샵도 드스웨 퓨니게 때 디나로 레림두 다도 피마숨메 때 중게 들어 차지스 제네두 때 드스웨 야트베 칼레 교옥디 때오디 미스기 샵도 피미 메마베 손레 탐멜로 미조가세 드수기 투지진 골라
마치르기 슝기 쏘림디수기 슝기 림바디수기 데칼레 때 미서다 타 니쇼 슝디 산에 슝베 때 가르기 웰린두라 명아다른 보치기 양레 양도 손디라 요일라 산에 슝디 카체 산에 슝디 슝 중구메세 미세다 따보 나보 데와 타메디 산에 슝이 다 산에 슝기 때 샵도 피니기 라샤디 때 다니 미데다딘 때와디 메라 다 라샤다 때 차라 제미디 때 소소베 다두샤베 간레 때 다두 샵도 디수 피세다 된 독도베 뒤실로 피 마수미 디디 찌디 딜레텐디 이메.
Talking about the status of the community information centers, the Information and Communications Minister said that the centers incurred a loss close to 30 million yutam in 2017. The minister also informed the House that the BDBL has asked for a government subsidy of 376 million yutam for the next 5 years to keep the community information centers running. The House, via votes, decided that the community information centers will not be brought under the purview of the Gewok administration. Among the 43 members present, 17 voted in favor and 24 decided against the motion, while 2 members abstained from voting. Sharab Doji, PBS News.
The Office of the Attorney General is reviewing an alleged tax evasion case by the proprietor and the Chief Executive Officer of a private business firm, Lai Meto Export and Import. As per the Anti-Corruption Commission's recommendation to the OAG, the defendants are to refund 85.2 million yutam along with the evasion penalties and overdue interest calculated as of 30th June 2018.
According to the investigation report of the ACC, the business company fraudulently concealed export income of at least 70.9 million yuan. Its corresponding tax evaded amounts to 21.2 million yuan. The report states the CEO and his staff falsified and significantly undervalued its export invoices. In many instances, they even directed their foreign customers to wire transfer the money to 3 personal bank accounts. The company officially reported taxable income of 88.8 million yuan to the tax authority and paid over 1.1 million yuan as business income tax in between 2009 and 2017. However, the Commission's investigation discovered the actual earning was far more than the declared amount. The ACC is recommending the OAG to charge the defendants on 9 counts of tax evasions and another 9 counts of forgery against the CEO. The case surfaced during the ACC's review of the suspected misuse of public fund in Buddha Dordenma construction project, in which the proprietor of Hai Metok Export and Import is allegedly involved. The business entity is engaged in exporting cordyceps to some countries in Southeast Asia. This is Changa Doji for BBS News.
Schools and institutes in the country have become better equipped and prepared for all kinds of disasters. But facilitating a proper response team during and after disasters is still a challenge. This was revealed during the ECHO program workshop held on Wednesday in Thimphu.
The education sector today, compared to others, is in a much better position to respond to disasters. This is being attributed to the various sensitization programs conducted by the Department of Disaster Management and other relevant stakeholders with assistance from ECHO and Save the Children. Several projects were started since 2011 to help prepare the country for disasters. Under the projects, more than 200 disaster focal teachers and principals from around 131 schools were trained on disaster preparedness in between 2013 to 2014.
Education sector is quite prepared. We have all the procedures and mechanisms in place, but there are still also gaps, and where I would say the gaps are is in terms of really having trained response teams at the school level, at the community level, and even at the national level. Response teams that are well equipped and who will be able to respond as per their roles and responsibilities that are envisioned in the guidelines and in the Act.
The agencies met and discussed ways forward to tackle these issues.
We need to continue to build capacities at all levels, because being in a mountainous terrain, we cannot depend on the national level to respond to the district level. The district level cannot respond, in time. So at the community level, at the school level, at the local level, we need to build response capacities. One major gap they were talking about was communication capacities need to be built urgently if we have to, enhance our response capacities.
She added, another way forward is to put into practice the plans and procedures which have already been prepared and include them in the developmental plans. However, compared to before 2011 when they first started their project, she says the nation is better prepared for disasters. Sensitizing at community and family levels is what they plan to do next. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
The ongoing east-west road widening works are expected to be delayed further. In Tongsa, less than 80% of the works have been completed so far. The highway widening works were initially scheduled to be complete by the end of 2017.
From around 100 kilometers of route which are to be widened, only 78 kilometers have had works completed. Works on the stretch of route from Tsangkha to Tongsa town is behind schedule. Few kilometers of formation cutting and construction of drains are still incomplete. Inadequate machineries and rocky cliffs at the site are impeding the work progress. Road section towards Yotongla from Tongsa are also behind schedule. Contractors are attributing the delay to poor weather conditions. They say it is difficult due to the extreme cold and snowy winters and heavy rains in summer. However, officials from the Department of Roads say remaining works will be completed before the onset of monsoon. For Pasa in Tongsa, this is Pasang Doji for BBS News.
Use of biogas has several financial as well as environmental benefits. Realizing this, locals of Chimung village in Pemagatsal have opted to set up biogas plants in their homes. Once finished, this would make them the first village in the district to use biogas in all households.
Bhutan This set up his biogas plant last year and has been using it for almost a year. Today, he is the only one in Chimung with a biogas plant. He shares one of the many benefits he enjoys is being able to save firewood.
In
the past, I had to exchange my LPG cylinders with a new one every 2 or 3 months, no matter how efficiently we tried to use it. But now using biogas for fuel has become very beneficial for us. Right now, we are using firewood to warm our homes in winter, but in summer, we don't have any need for wood at all.
And with Bumchu's words spreading across the village, many neighbors have visited his home to check the plant with their own eyes. Everyone has now decided to set up a biogas plant and have even approached the officials for help.
It
is very helpful to our environment. We don't have to use firewood at all. Today, the Zongkok and Gyeok offices have made lots of plans, and we are thankful to them. Besides adding to protecting the environment, it will definitely help us a lot.
With help from the officials, villagers are now hoping to start construction of the plants in their homes soon. All 70 households in the village are targeting to have a biogas plant by 2020. And to help with their project, UNDP has provided funds of more than 2.6 million Newton. For Chiladoji in Pemagatsal, Pemasaldan Singh, BBS News.
Traffic congestions have always been a major issue in Phensiling town, but the problem is now expected to reduce with the opening of a 3-storied multi-level car park. The new parking place was opened recently.
The first multi-level car park in the country has been opened in Phensiling. At the entrance, vehicles have to pass through a biometric auto gate. They will be issued a ticket to park their cars. If one doesn't get a parking place within 5 minutes, they can exit without paying the fee. To encourage vehicles to use the parking, Tomde has kept Ngitum 10 per hour as a parking fee. The ground floor will be used as a taxi parking.
The
multi-level car park will help us a lot. We park our vehicles to load and unload in lower market area, and it is very inconvenient. There's already lots of traffic jam here. We can now park our vehicles here, and whenever there is work, we can drive it from here. When we don't have work, we even park it for a few days. The parking fee is quite high in town, so since it's cheaper here, it is more convenient.
Phensiling is a small and a commercial hub, so parking space is the problem. For the past 1 year, we have parked our taxis in the RSTA parking lot. In this new multi-level car parking, there are only 64 spaces for taxi in ground floor. These spaces are not enough for taxis.
Tomde officials say they are going to make adjustments so that all taxis can fit in.
the to sab chami multi car parking na be the ni ja ni de chi gari soni me wala.
There are spaces for more than 200 cars in the new multi-level car park, and it is going to ease the traffic congestion in town. Till now, all the cars are parked in the core town area. Once these cars are shifted to the new parking, there will be space in the town area. We can't say it will solve the traffic congestion issue completely, but it will help a lot.
Vehicles will henceforth not be allowed to park along Tharbilam near Zangtopeli roundabout area, Dikilam in Gadilam near Law Market and Drathang building area. The move is also a first step towards making these areas only for pedestrians. The 3-storied multi-level car park was built at a cost of almost 65 million etam. For Sonam Penjur in Finsani, Samton Dolkar, BBS News.
In most places, it is either sports coaching camps or temporary jobs that keep children engaged during winter. In Panserbuchiwak in Dagana, children are busy in the orange fields. After completing working in their own fields, many go out and help others to make some money.
It is orange harvest season here, and everyone is busy in the fields. This also includes almost every youth in Dujigaon. Children as young as 6 years of age can be seen in the orange orchards faring oranges. Children are also able to earn some pocket money working for others. For every 100 pieces of oranges, they are paid 5 Newton. 7-year-old Rinchin Zangmo says she makes over 100 Newton in a day.
I was called by our neighbor to come help her carry her oranges. She told me I would get money at the end of the day. In a day, I get over 100 Newton. I will buy some edibles with the money from shops.
Rinchin, like almost all other children, do the work with her friends.
In a day for every load, I can get 15 Newton, so I get around 500 Newton a day. I help my parents buy groceries at home and I save the leftover money so that I can use it when I go back to school.
With bountiful harvest and good price in the market, children are also getting bonuses this season.
Those who are picking up oranges from the trees get around 500 Newton, and I give them lunch as well. And to those who are carrying oranges to the road, points are given according to the distance. So even the younger ones are taking home more than 200 to 300 Newton in a day.
The trucks filled with juicy and organic oranges from Dujigang will hit the markets in Thimphu soon. But majority of the fruits will be exported outside to India and Bangladesh. For Namgyewachu in Sirang, Pimasalun Sring, BBS News.
With 12 medals, Thimphu Karate Club secured the 3rd position at the IMAS World Committee Championship 2019. The event was held at Jaipur in Rajasthan, India. The team bagged 5 gold, 4 silver and 3 bronze medals. Over 200 participants from 14 different countries took part in the championship, which ended on 14th January. Well, that's all for this week. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.